Hello and welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and it's part 5 of our Bring Back Max Power series, where we're looking at the May 1999 edition of Max Power magazine. So why are we bringing back Max Power? Well, it's quite simple. We were hoping to attend a reunion show at the Staffordshire Showground in Stafford on July the 23rd. So we're just having a look back at some Max Power cars. So why not grab yourself a brew as we continue the read along of the May 1999 edition of Max Power magazine. So our next feature car is this Nissan 180 SX. I pressed enter and the figures popped up. 603 brake horsepower at 6,606 RPM. So why don't we get a look at the tech spec on this Nissan 180? And again, it's in that sort of colour and font, which is going to prove quite difficult for me to read. So this is an 1809cc twin cam 4-cylinder 16 valve turbocharged and intercooled for T4 type turbo with 360 degree thrust bearings, competition dump valve and intercooler. It has an HKS air filter, 8-point greedy injection system, full sensor system, aluminium oil catch tank, lightened aluminium pulley system, braided hoses and lines, competition spark plugs, alternator and coil. Uprated computer, lightened and balanced competition lightweight internals, and strut brace. Transmission, we have a factory 5-speed manual with quick shift and paddle clutch. Suspension wise, we've got uprated and adjustable springs and dampers, lowered bias to the front. Brakes is a standard discs all round with 2-pot calipers and uprated pads. Wheels and tyres, 7.5 by 17 inch racing alloy split rims with Yokohama 215/45/ZR17 rubber on the front and 235/45 ZR17 on the rear. Excuse me. Bodywork, it's got the mystery front bumper with intercooler scoop. Does anybody know what this front bumper is? If you do, let us know in the comments section below. Interior wise, it's got a Bride Buckets driver seat with sub-elt 4-point harnesses, fully padded roll cage, Momo course leather steering wheel, drilled aluminium pedals, Pro Comp 2 ultralight rev counter with recall facility. It's got a greedy boost gauge on carbon mount, HKS boost controller, greedy turbo timer, water temperature and oil pressure gauges, voltmeter and aluminium gear knob. Ice wise, it's just the standard Nissan factory setup. So max power is 581.5 brake horsepower at 6,501 RPM on a stage 1 boost, with one pass at 603 brake horsepower at 6,606 RPM. The max speed of this car estimated is 180 mph. That's on maximum boost, and with the right gearing, you reckon this could top 200 mph. 0 to 60, 4 seconds, and that's an estimate. This really is a very quick Nissan. Then we've got an advert for Halfords for best results, rub and a circular motion. And there's the old Halfords logo. We go the extra mile. Then we have an advert for Team Dynamic alloy wheels, 100% and rim stock. The computer read the power figure and fainted. Our next feature car is this Honda CRX. I got it to blow people away. So why don't we have a look at this tech spec on this little Honda. So this is a 1590cc 4-cylinder, fuel-injected 16-valve, homemade cold air intake, nitrous express fueler, Honda Sports, air filter, Bosch Super 4 spark plugs, Remus 76mm stainless steel exhaust with twin exit tailpipe. Transmission, it's got the factory 5-speed manual, modified for closer ratio, and a heavy duty sports clutch. Suspension wise, it's got the Jamax Sportsline gas shocks and 60mm lowering springs front and rear. Braking system is taken care of by the standard discs front and rear, colour coded standard calipers with Ferrado sports pads. Wheels and tyres. It's 7 by 16 inch TSW Venoms. Ah, the good old Venoms. Yokohama A520 215/40 16-inch tyres. Bodywork, it's got a style auto body kit comprising of side skirts, front valence with integrated driving lights, rear valence and rear spoiler. Matic eyebrows, colour coded and resprayed all Honda Real Red. It's got Ford clear side repeaters, aerial has been removed, and rear arch lips rolled. Interior wise, this car has red and black leather gear knob, cosmic drilled pedals, homemade enclosure and heater for boot mounted nitrous bottle, boot retrimmed in red material, colour coded console and dial surrounded dash. Ice wise, it's got the Sony XRC 220 head unit, Sony CDX-605 10 disc changer, two Panasonic's 100 watt speakers in the rear, two Kenwood 60 watt speakers in the front. Security, it's got the Faction 1 cat alarm and a mobiliser fitted by DPE Auto Secure. Max power 160 brake horsepower, max speed of 130, and 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. That's quite interesting, he's got the cosmic alloy pedals, because I've actually got a set sitting in my cupboard in the house, ready to go on to the Cactus. He looked puzzled, and I left him for dead again. It was just something about Venom alloy wheels that made a car back in the 90s. They still look so good today. Smile for the camera. Get real, get real, get real, get real. This is a 1/10 scale shaft drive radio control model car kit. And this is a Escort World Rally car from Tamiya. Drive-by shooting. Forget road rage, Max's drive-by shootings are what you've really got to worry about. So, check out this Renault 19 GTX. Then we have this Escort XR3i. Then the Golf GTI. Saxo VTS. And a Nova SRI. Then we have an Ibiza, Subaru Impreza, 205 GTI, and a Honda CRX. The legal way to turn the clock back on your car. An advert for Turtle Wax. You've got things like Colour Magic Restore, Colour Magic, and the chip kit. So if your car's paint was looking a bit flat, you could turn back the clock on your car the legal way by giving it a nice dosing of turtle wax. And now we've got the Max Motors. So we've got Max Stafford's cars. So we've got Nick Trott's Citroen AX GT here. We've got Arthur's Peugeot 205 or John next editor of Max Power, Sovereign. Then we've got Jez's Alpha 75 V6. And we've got the editor's Sunny GTIR. We have an advert for Elite. Before moving into the max buying power, take your buying to the max with the most in-depth, up-to-date tests, reviews and product news in the tuning, styling and ice world. Special this month is a power guide. Performance tuning guide. Max explains how to tune your engine for more usable and reliable BHP. So, fresh stuff for a month. So we've got some Agip high-spec oils, Pod Audio Fallout Grill, HKS Impreza suspension, CCS M3 style mirrors, and DH plate ejector. Now this looks very interesting. Let's have a look at this. This has to be one of the best additional security devices to come out over the last year. Simple and effective, it's a plate ejector. It works by ejecting the front, rear or both number plates from their mountings, leaving a prominent sticker clearly visible which reads "Stolen". All you need to do is to flip a secret switch to deactivate the system before you turn on the ignition. Thieves will have no clue the system has been fitted and no chance of getting away with a long journey without being spotted by the police. Watch this space for a long-term test. Then we have an in-car Nintendo. I really like that plate ejector. I might have to have a wee look on YouTube to see this in action. Next up we have an advert for the A520 by Yokohama Tyres. Before moving on to Effect Neons. Performance R5 kit, R&A Quattro Sport bonnet, M&G wheel polishing. Next up we have an advert for Pipercross, filters for the next generation. Before moving on to Wings West, body kits, Jan Speed exhausts, Auto Tint M3 dials, Microscan M1600, and DEI in the UK. Next up we have an advert for Carplan's Nitrox Power, cleans the entire fuel system. The liquid chip, as seen on TV, have you got the power yet? Before moving on to Hoffel quad headlamps for your Volkswagen, body kits for your Lupo, 206, there's a Musketeer kit for a Peugeot 106, a Mioneer 220 Coupe body kit, and a Smart Brabus. Then we have Spax RSX kit for your Civic. And we're going to finish up on these last two pages. So we've got an advert for OMP, Dynamic Safety. So if you look for a strut brace, then OMP were a good bet. Before moving on to Luma Astra GTR kit. So if you had a Mark IV Astra, which came out in 1998 to roughly about 2004 maybe a wee bit later, and this is the body kit for you. And you've got HKS GT turbine kit, Powerful custom stainless exhausts, and Piper Stealth stainless. So that is the end of part 5 of Bring Back Max Power. a look at the May 1999 edition of Max Power magazine. We'll be back with another episode of Bring Back Max Power over the course of the weekend, possibly, as the next video you'll see on the channel will potentially be Falkirk Cruise. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and we'll catch you in a future video. Farewell.